even if you're a small or big company, it's very important to really be consistent with your ads and make sure you listen to the guidelines provided by the platform where you're advertising. That's always a very good one.
Yeah.
And keep a constant eye on it.
Welcome to Wires on Crust, the podcast where we untangle the world of affiliate and digital marketing, produced by Clickwire. In this episode, we discuss paid ads. My personal focus is not really in that area, it's more SEO. So I found this chat to be very insightful and super eye-opening about things that I didn't know about paid ads as much. We discussed a little bit back and forth about what paid ads are, how we can get started, the benefits, some tips and tricks, and the bad things that could come out if we don't know how to do them properly. We discussed a little bit about what we know about paid ads, and with a little bit of research, we tried to pinpoint all the important points that you need to know to make sure that they are beneficial and they're good for your affiliate business. With this episode, we're closing our deep dive series, which is very exciting because we finished our first series into the podcast, and I feel like we'll settle in a little bit more about the topics that we discuss about. So thank you so much to everyone who's been listening and that supports the podcast. And I'll leave you with Yona and I discussing paid ads. Enjoy. We're going to discuss paid ads to close this deep dive series with our fourth topic. We're going to try to get a better understanding paid advertising and how to use it to maximize the return of investment and obviously get our brand out there. We're going to talk about the pros and the cons of paid ads and how we can use them in a more effective way. Paid ads, they have lots of benefits, of course. It's not like if we try to reach organically a product out that it could take months or years. With paid ads, we can bypass a lot of time and we can just go immediately to try to reach the return of what we're doing, right?
Exactly.
All that hard work. It can obviously help the affiliate websites perform much better and get in front of the most engaged interest audience. So it can also just help push forward on top of websites or brands that have much more credibility.
Yeah, of course, on this matter, obviously, it would be nice that all of us would go viral with our businesses and everybody would know us, but we know that business accounts are way harder to promote than just individuals that are sharing their lives online and that people can very much relate to their everyday struggles.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's much more segmented. By launching paid ads across the strategic locations of the web, successful affiliate marketers can address specifically demographics of customers. So the affiliate marketer can run an affiliate campaign for a tech company, for example. They can reach only those interests on tech-related stuff. There won't be no crossing between niches or anything like that because the search engine is smart enough to divide the search and not give you a very out-of-place result on that, which is very good. Of course, we can use paid traffic for affiliate marketing, but it has a price. But when we do it well, the return of this money that you're investing is much more greater than what you put in, of course, because the affiliate campaigns will outweigh any cost that you put on this traffic, and you have a massive profit out of it.
Yeah, the holy ROAS. Or ROI, depending on how you prefer the term.
Of course, with every beautiful thing that there is online, there is, of course, risks and negatives to this. The downsides of paid ads are ever present. And there's one in particular that comes to my mind, especially if you're a small company, that if you don't know how to use this, it can be extremely costly.
Yeah, unfortunately, there are a lot of robots that get to create or generate fake clicks that will drive your spending, essentially. But I think even if you're a small or big company, it's very important to really be consistent with your ads, and make sure you listen to the guidelines provided by the platform where you're advertising. That's always a very good one.
Yeah.
And keep a constant eye on it. Just try to perceive it like a newborn. You need to be in touch with it constantly and make sure that you don't go over the budget, or if something is performing better, you can push it to even more people.
That's a good advice, because I will think in my mind that, yeah, oh my God, if I can automate this and the paid ads can help me reach further, I can just leave it there and do its job.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of bots would be like, click, click, click. And I'm like, oh my God, yeah, this is working perfect. But I've sold nothing.
Yeah, exactly. So you need to keep an eye on the performance and really strategically decide for your business what is going best. If you have a lot of impressions but not a lot of clicks, then yeah, obviously something is not right somewhere in the process, and you have to figure out what's going on. Or if you have the fortune to have a high amount of clicks or not equal, of course, it's not going to be the same with the impressions, but it's always desired to have as many clicks as possible.
Yeah. And do you know exactly how would you measure? Like, does every platform that you advertise on has a different way to measuring the clicks? Or?
Yeah, of course. They all keep track on them. And it really depends. For example, Google, it's more based on impressions than clicks, because with Google you have the possibility to really boost your page or target on a specific keyword, but we're going to talk about that. And on Facebook, it's very important that your click-through rate, it's as high as possible.
Yeah.
So that you're going to see your money's worth in the amount of impressions compared to amount of clicks.
Yeah, so then that makes it also very important to really choose exactly what place you're going to put your ad money first.
And it really depends on what is your purpose with the specific ad that you're making, because it depends if you want to boost your website or you want to boost a specific product or a category of products. Like, it's really making a full plan beforehand.
Yeah, for sure.
And of course research, the everyday research onto what is it trending, what is not, what is, for example, I don't know, if you're selling something that is really a commodity like soap or stuff like that, then you can of course try to reach as great of an audience as possible, because we are all gonna need soap at some point in our day. With a pool of everybody's advertising something, you need to make sure that you display your ads or try to display your ads in the most beneficial spot possible, because at the end of the day, the algorithms are the ones who are displaying your ads, but the more settings you do in the background, depending on your scope, then that's going to help them out as well.
That's why it also requires you to invest time.
Yeah, and I think you should take it slow, like don't try not to get demotivated on it. And A/B testing, as anything else in marketing, is really the key into understanding what works, what doesn't, and just go out there and try to see all the possibilities, because you have the infrastructure for it. You have Google Ads, Facebook or Meta Ads, and they are here to help you, but you just need to dare. Try with a small budget in the beginning, and then as you see, if things progress or the way that they progress, you can adjust along the way.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we've talked a lot about what you should do, what you shouldn't do. Oh my God, it requires more research. Should I even do this? Should I put only like €5 on it or what? But I mean, we can continue to mumble and try to figure out this. But if we don't know exactly where are we going to put this, then I don't know, because I mean, we can easily Google how to or where to do paid ads, but I think it's easier if we give you a starter point on which are the best types of paid ads that you can use as an affiliate marketer.
I googled. I was just curious. I was like, okay, what does pop up? And I was overwhelmed by the amount of information I found. So what type of ads you should use as an affiliate marketer? Well, as previously mentioned, depending on what do you want to promote and on which platform, we can start perhaps with Google. Is that an appealing one for everybody? Say yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you have to do Google sometimes because it's like the mother of everything. No?
Yeah. Okay. So Google Ads. There are, of course, I think about 20 or more than 20 types of Google Ads, but you're not going to be helped by all of them, to be honest. Let's take the instance when you are selling, I don't know, give me a product.
Toothbrushes.
Toothbrushes, that's a great one. A relative commodity, an absolute need.
Yeah. No. Let's do it more sneakers.
Sneakers, okay, yeah. That's very easy.
Yeah, since we're surrounded by sneakers.
Yes. Okay, so sneakers. How do Google Ads work? If you want to promote your website, then you can go on to creating just like Google search ads or keyword ads. Yeah, the names keep on changing. But with those ones, you can target for specific products containing the product in itself. So, for example, brand X, model Y, white or black or whatever you want to target. Yeah. You can also create in these research ads, you can create your own brand ads, like to promote solely your website, which is really nice. Like you're going to pop up when people are asking for something. And if you have a domain that's into the field of sneakers or into the field of home care that has the word home in it, then you're up there. And you can also create dynamic ads, which are targeting like very, very long tail keywords. For example, a product code can be a dynamic ad, like very, very, very specific. Or if you want to boost your website in itself, Google has this thing called display ads. You know, those annoying thingies that pop up when you enter a website with a lot of ads?
I have an ad blocker.
Yeah, me too. But they asked me to shut it off.
Oh, yeah. To be like, you cannot enter the website if you don't do...
Exactly. Yeah. Those are for our beloved display ads who completely block your full screen on a mobile version, of course. Those display ads are counted by impressions. And right now, I think it's roughly 1 or 2 euros per 1,000 impressions. But think about it. If you don't tell Google, like, hey, please target XYZ type of companies, and you just let it go, you don't do any segmentation, then you're going to have your ad displayed on a bunch of websites. Your spending is going to go super absolutely high. Insane, because Google is just going to is just literally going to do whatever you told him to do.
Yeah, exactly. You have to be smart about what kind of instructions you give.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if you're in the beginning, targeting and segmentation is going to really help you figure your way out. If you don't have a big budget to spend on, you can really, really narrow it down. So yeah, it's going to go to the places where you have the most potential to convert those people into customers. Yeah. And of course, if you have the luxury of an insane budget, you can do display ads and just promote your website. And then you have a very interesting part. If you have your company in Europe, you are not allowed by Google. Maybe you have already felt this pain before, but if you're an affiliate marketer in Europe, you are not allowed by Google to use the shopping carousel. Yeah. Because Google analyzes the business, and as long as it sees like a lot of external links, it knows that you are actually just a promoter. Yeah. But ever since in the European Commission, they put a lot of restrictions on Google, and they said that this monopoly on displaying all the ads only on top and everything goes to Google. There was a very big scandal in the ad world, because all of the ads that you nowadays see by... Like you have the ad, you have the picture, the shop, and then buy and company X. Yeah. It used to be only by Google. Oh my God. So Google didn't allow anybody else to advertise up there, just them. And they would take all the commission for it. And the European Commission said, no, it's not fair. And then they invented this thing called CSS, which is very complex and it's too much to get into.
We can do a whole episode just about it. That's a good idea.
But the CSS in itself, it's basically your way of pushing your website as far as up on the page as possible when you promote a product with a lot of external links.
Okay.
So yeah, if you give your viewers the opportunity of buying that specific products from 10 different retailers, then CSS is your ad choice.
It's quite interesting that you mentioned that because, well, for me, I think it's my first year working fully under like European law, because before I used to work a lot in America, and North American law in terms of ads and all of these things is so different, and it does restrict you in ways, but it also protects not only the user, but also the webmaster and also the publisher and the marketer and everyone.
Okay. Do you want to hear about Facebook ads?
I need to hear about all the ads.
Okay.
But yes, because a lot of people advertise with Facebook, so I think it's maybe also very important right next to Google, I think.
I would suggest to advertise on Facebook full stop. Of course, Google is always going to be a big helper. And basically the whole SEO part, if you sprinkle a little bit of money in there, it's not going to hurt. Yeah. But in the beginning, I think a good idea would be to start playing with Meta. Instagram is great, but is not great for ads.
No?
Now they started doing a lot of advertisement as well, but it's all a very, like Instagram has that now it's getting better, let's put it that way. But the amount of people that use Facebook, it's significantly higher.
I mean, I don't have Facebook.
Yeah, I know. Our generation, not necessarily, but we are not really at that point where we are the money makers kind of moment. Like we are getting there, but...
No, but you and I are from different generations. That's the thing. I'm a millennial. I'm in my 30s.
Yeah, okay, then you're a weird millennial. What can I say?
But yeah, I mean, yeah. But I will understand why, because of course I don't have any Facebook, but I do have Instagram. And probably I own another bajillion apps for Meta. So that target advertising also works for me.
Yeah, no, it's getting there. Like recently, Instagram, I think everybody saw it's already that even personal profiles can advertise.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you saw, but when you get on a person's profile, you can start scrolling through the pictures, and then all of a sudden it's going to be just an ad on that person's...
Oh my God, yeah, that is so annoying.
I know, right? But indeed, Instagram is getting there, but a lot of people are still on Facebook from across all generations. So when it comes to Facebook ads specifically, you have a so-called campaign.
Yeah.
And then under that campaign, you have an ad group. And then under that, you have an ad in itself.
Wow.
Yes. It's very complicated.
Wow.
It sounds very complicated, but it's not. For example, you on your website, you maybe have, I don't know, let's say you sell household tools, right? And then among all of these household tools, you have stuff for the living room or stuff for the garden or for the kitchen and so on and so forth. So you can create a campaign, for example, best now is autumn, so autumn sale or Black Friday sale.
Black Friday, yeah.
Yeah. And then under that, you can create a group of your kitchen tools and of your bathroom tools. Yeah. And then under those, you can actually start promoting specific products based on your intensive research phase when you figured out which products would perform best or which products are in more need. Then you can start promoting the products in itself. You can do A/B testing between ad groups, so not specifically, but still a good way to see which ones are more interesting. Or you can just make kitchen tools, but like, I don't know, you make one folder of ads only for ovens. It's still a kitchen tool, but it's going to be like the campaign kitchen tool ads. And then you have ovens and so on, and then you go into promoting those. But one thing about Facebook that I think is very important for everybody out there to hear it is that recently they changed the way that the algorithm works, more or less. And on Facebook, you have this so-called learning phase, which is the most expensive phase because that's when Facebook really displays your ad everywhere. Yeah. And it's like, everybody see it. And that's when the algorithm learns which people are actually interested, like which group is the most interested in your ad. And then if you decide to, let's say you start with €5, right? And then the next day you're like, oh, wait, this is going amazing. I'm going to put €20. Don't do it. Let me just tell you this thing and then you're going to rethink it, right? Basically, you need to increase your budget by 20% every 48 hours. Again, increase your budget by 20% every 48 hours to avoid getting back into the learning phase. Because once the ad is out there and it's performing nice and it's all good, you see those money coming in and the clicks and everything, that's what you want, actually.
Yeah.
But the second you just mess up the budget and you're like, oh my God, yeah, this is amazing, this is going great, then the ad is going back into learning phase.
Oh my God.
Yes, and it's going to get expensive way. So just start with like a moderate, maybe try with €50 or something like that from the get-go. So if you see that, oh, it's actually getting good, then you can increase it slowly until you reach, like, I don't know, if you want to spend €1,000 on it, yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Facebook is definitely not going to be sad about it.
But then, yeah, if you do it like more measured like that, then the segmented ad at that point, then it would perform much, much more than just throw it basically to like the air or like a tree or something.
Yeah.
And the tree has no internet or fingers to click on it or credit card. So, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but you also need to keep in mind, just as always, you have a lot of segmentation possibilities. Yeah. And it's good depending, again, on what exactly you want to do. Do you want to promote your website? Then don't put just segmentation, the country where you want to promote it. Yeah. Or you know that, I don't know, let's say it was a storm up north in your country and a lot of people are going to need the tools to repair the damages from the storm or something like that, then you can actually target for your ads to go in that region. Exactly. Even it goes down to even neighborhoods of cities.
It's a really, really powerful tool.
You have to really be considerate of the fact that the more specific you are about your target, the less impressions you're going to have. But hopefully, fingers crossed, the most clicks, like the biggest click-through rate. Yeah. Because you are really going in depth instead of, it's not never going to be the same. Yeah. And you can also, if you have just, again, the example with the soap, if you just have a soap, of course, you're going to want to advertise it everywhere. And you can also not put any segmentation on your ad and be like, the world, take my soap. Probably you're going to spend a lot of money on it.
Yeah, I think when it comes to that sort of, if it's a product like that and it's more about what is it specific about your soap that makes it different to, the €1 soap in the supermarket.
Yeah, exactly. But on Facebook, at least, just to give you like perhaps a little bit of a guideline of what you can expect in terms of return on investment, because that's what everybody wants to hear. Yes. Basically, quick maths, ROAS, return on ad spend of 1 is undesirable. Because basically everything that you spend, you don't get any profit out of it. Be careful, because even if you reach a point of 1, congratulations to you, but watch out that there are cancellations, there are returns, there are a lot of things that can still cost you money at the end of the day.
Exactly.
So it's a very nice milestone when you get to 1.5. It's already kind of okay, but again, watch out, cancellations, returns, whatever. Yeah. And of course, like everybody in the world of marketing, 2 is very good. Anything above 2, it's more than you could have ever wished for. But I bet that people listening to this are going to be like, I barely can make it to 1.5, which is understandable. You don't need to freak out about it. Maybe try to tweak some stuff in the background. But just give yourself time to learn how it works, what performs good, what doesn't. Yeah, and then with time and with...
I will think that then how it keeps popping in my head in this way. Cause I'm just trying to understand like the best way of like explaining to it in like a more, like even more simple, the budget that you will allocate for paid ads in not even at the beginning, I will say for even a longer time, when you're already more established, it has to be like when you're investing on like an online coin or something like that you have to invest or do these sort of things, being like, you're not going to get this money back.
Yeah.
Like, don't even put it on like the investment of the beginning, not being like, it's like extra money. Act like if you never had this money.
Yeah.
And just put it like that, just at least for the part of learning and everything. Because even if, for example, you have a new product as well, then you also have to start tweaking the product to make sure that it's what people actually want, and then put it on the ads and then all these things. So at the beginning with the learning, yeah, it has to be money that you're really willing to lose. But then once you get the hang of it, you get a lot back.
Exactly. It's really important to at least start trying and then see how it goes. It cannot go that bad. Like, what's going to be the worst thing that can happen? You're going to lose 20 euros. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. When it's that small, it's like...
So is when you go to a restaurant and you don't cry over a meal. So
yeah, exactly. And it's like, yeah, I think that every person that has like a new business, or everyone that works in marketing or is doing paid ads, has the marketing Bible. And then you open the marketing Bible, and in the first page says A/B testing.
Yes.
That's it. And then the rest of the book is in white.
Yeah.
Because A/B testing is extremely important also for all of this that we're talking about, especially if you have a new product.
Yeah.
A/B testing is just absolutely key.
I mean, even later on, like, please take this as this is going to be a very maximize the comparison, but take it as a doctor. Like, a doctor is supposed to learn for the rest of their lives any development in the field of medicine, and the same goes with marketing. You cannot say like, oh, this is performing amazing and done. I can close my laptop and never review it again.
Yeah, exactly.
So you need to be really consistent with
exactly.
your work.
Consistency, that's a really good word. And obviously there's a lot of things that you have to continue to apply into this platform, whatever it is that you choose. If you ended up choosing Facebook, if you ended up choosing Google, or what, after you set your budget and you choose your keyword, you understand and know your audience, you have to then start thinking about what is in the ad, right? The content that is in, the image, the quality, the copy, everything. How can we approach that? Because of course, imagine is so much only behind the scenes. Now, how do I put that thing that's going to call people in and being like, okay, I want to click here. Yeah,
the evergreen call to action, which it's a tough cookie, but how do you make them? And it's also a way of perhaps branding yourself, like boosting your website's visibility and brand recognition. Because if you, for example, place a lot of ads and people keep on coming across this ad and this ad and this ad, and then at some point they might even get annoyed because you spend so much money on ads and go on your website to see what is the deal with this company, exactly. What do they do? Making sure that all of your images are catchy enough. They might all be in like sort of more or less the same sphere, like use the same type of background, use the same type of
it's cohesive.
Yeah, exactly. And it has two good positive points as an outcome.
Yeah, and I think also the copy, it has to match also the niche that you are in, because you cannot speak like you're talking to a friend if you're selling like, I don't know, medical products or something like that, and make the content really relevant for the market that you already know that you have to do. But all of this obviously lays in the brand part when you're creating your brand, that all of that is also transferable to the ads and to the images that you use. And obviously when you have all of this already set and pretty and you're like, okay, I cracked the code, you also have to consider the timing of when you put in the ads. Like the posting of just normal images on Instagram or videos or anything like that. Timing for ads is also super, super important.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's not the same thing if you put them at, 3 in the afternoon when most people are just working like the last 2 hours. Everybody is okay, let's finish today. Yeah. Or you put them at 5 when everybody's scrolling on the way home.
On the train, yeah.
Yeah, or hopefully in the car you don't scroll on your phone, but hey.
Exactly. Yeah, no, that's a problem.
Yeah, don't be the driver who scrolls. Yeah.
That's kind of like what now is by default like the time to post ads.
Yeah.
And also maybe some days, but depending on
Or in the evenings.
or
when
depending
people-
on the niches as well.
Yeah, or the country. Like you can not go in Spain to post an ad at 10 or 11 because people are going to have dinner at 10 and 11.
Yeah, and obviously if you are like advertising for like TikTok, for example, that's obviously so much more different because the age gap is substantially different.
Yeah, and TikTok is a different cookie on itself.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you want more specifics about the type of ad that you would like to do, or if you want to tackle specific platform, then it's easier if you just go and A/B test on that platform specifically, because as you said, there are so many options
Yeah.
for ads that is really more about what you want to try, what you want to do, what does your marketing plan stars on, and then it will just switch from there. Just make sure that it's not like super set in stone, because it will be changing constantly, I feel.
Yeah, as painful as it is, I remember back in university being so frustrated with everybody's answer, like, yeah, just test it out.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing.
No, yeah, welcome to real life. It's true.
Yeah.
Just test it and see how it performs.
Yeah, exactly.
Fortunately, there is no recipe for success.
Yeah, exactly.
To make it yourself.
That's it for this episode of Wires on Cross. Subscribe on Spotify so you never missed any future uploads. Also, follow us on all of our social media channels, for which you can find the link on the description of the episode. You can also leave us questions or topics that you're interested that we can discuss on the QA box that is on the description as well. And we're going to release new podcasts every few weeks to continue to unveil the world of marketing, one episode at a time. Oh, I have a nice fact for you. I hope you don't know this,
Hit
but
me.
did you know that squirrels land on a superhero pose when they jump from the trees? You know, the squirrel jumps and they do superhero landing every single
Really?
time. Yeah.
No way. I didn't know that.
I've been thinking about that for weeks now. Anyway, guys, thank you all for listening, and until next time.